All right, welcome to the Explainer. Look, we all get angry, right? But do we really know what to do with it? Today we're breaking down a really powerful technique from cognitive behavioral therapy, inspired by the work of specialist Veronica Walsh, that'll help you get a handle on that simmering feeling before it boils over.
So, you know how it goes. It always starts with a trigger. You're driving and someone just cuts you off. Or maybe a colleague takes credit for your work. A loved one says something that feels just deeply unfair. It's that one moment that makes your blood pressure spike and a thought just flashes through your mind. So, what does happen next? Do you feel that flash of heat? That voice in your head just screaming, "How dare they? I will not tolerate this!" If that sounds familiar, hey, you're definitely not alone. And that immediate hot reaction is exactly what we're going to unpack. Okay, so that kind of hair trigger response, it usually comes from something psychologists call a simmering state. Think of it like a pot of water that's always just about to boil, always on edge, ready to bubble over at the slightest thing. And let's be super clear here. This is not just being in a bad mood. It's a real pattern actually wired into your brain's circuitry. When you're in this state, your body is basically stuck on high alert and fight or flight mode. Your whole view of the world gets this negative filter, and you might even find yourself doing things that sabotage yourself without even knowing why. So when you're caught in that simmering state, there's this battle going on inside your head. And it really helps to think of it as a fight between two totally different parts of yourself, almost like two characters in a story. On one side, you've got the angry wolf. This is pure, raw, automatic reaction. It jumps to the worst possible conclusion and pretty much only leads to making things worse. And then, on the other side, you have your inner Buddha. This is your ability to take a breath, to find a calm, thoughtful response. It looks for another way to see things and aims for a much better outcome. You know, to really get why letting that wolf run wild is so dangerous, let's look at how this plays out in stories. This quote from director Guillermo del Toro is just perfect. It totally nails the self-deception that comes with unchecked anger. The wolf never thinks it's the monster. It's always convinced it's fighting one. I mean, think about Walter White from Breaking Bad. He starts off as this guy you feel for, right? But that simmering resentment, his inner wolf, just slowly, completely transforms him into the villain. And the whole time, he believes he's justified, leading to that chilling moment where he tells his wife that he is the danger. He's the one who knocks.
It's the ultimate horror movie twist, isn't it? You know, the one where the hero finally realizes the scary calls aren't coming from some killer outside, they're coming from inside the house. And honestly, that's a perfect metaphor for the toughest thing to admit about our own anger.
Because here's the thing, the whole point of these stories is to force us to face a really tough possibility. Sometimes we're the wolf. We're the ones knocking on the door. The call is coming from inside the house. And just admitting that we might be the source of our own trouble, that's the huge first step toward making a change.
Okay, so if we accept that, yeah, the wolf is inside us, how do we stop it from taking over? How do we actually change that script in our heads and give our inner Buddha a fighting chance? Well, thankfully, we've got some incredibly practical tools to do just that.
First up is a really simple but, man, it's a powerful visualization. Next time you feel that anger bubbling up, just picture it as a pot simmering on a stove. Then, in your mind, picture your calm inner Buddha self just calmly taking that pot off the heat. Watch the steam fade, watch the bubbles settle down. This little mental trick creates a pause. It gives you that split second of space you need to act with a clear head instead of just pure heat.
You can also give yourself a new script to follow. The second you feel that angry wolf start to stir, you cut it off by asking these questions. Okay, hang on. What's a cool, dignified way to deal with this? What choice am I really about to make here? And what's the outcome going to be? See, this isn't about squashing your anger. It's about consciously choosing how you're going to respond. So what's the big picture here? What's the point of all this? It all builds up to this one really empowering idea. It's all about you being in charge. Listen, the goal here isn't to kill the angry wolf. I mean, anger can be useful, right? It can tell you when a line's been crossed. The real goal is collaboration. It's about balance. Sometimes your inner Buddha needs a little of that wolf's fire to get things done. And let's be honest, the wolf almost always needs the Buddha's calm and wisdom. And that brings us to the most important point of all. You are in control. You are the boss of you. You've got both of them inside you, that angry wolf and that wise Buddha. And at the end of the day, you get to decide who's running the show. You get to regulate. So I'll leave you with this thought. The next time you feel that flash of anger, that pot starting to simmer, just remember you have a choice. Are you going to let the wolf react, or are you going to let the Buddha respond? The power to make that call is yours.